Hello, hello, and welcome back for another interminable internment with some of comicdom's least intrepid icons down in the inky intersections and icky interstitions of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And I hope you brought your copy of Tolstoy along, because if the last two dungeons are any indicator, you'll probably be able to polish off that last 1,000 or so pages of War and Peace before the team polishes off the last few rooms of the upcoming dungeon. Though, having said that, I don't really feel good about it. It's a little unfair to Leo, the Tolstonator, because while War and Peace is long, it's like 600,000 words, it's really long, but it's also pretty good. It's 600,000 words, but it's 600,000 good words. Unlike the last two dungeons, which haven't really been that good. They've been more like Atlas Shrugged, a bitter, miserable grind from cover to fucking cover. Who is John Galt? Spoiler, he's a crappy author avatar chock full of crackpot bullshit, objectivist philosophy, and idealism, and by the end of the novel, you'll be actively rooting for the government to torture him to death. Second spoiler, you get dicked on the whole torture thing too, because he gets rescued and escapes. Because Ayn Rand hates you and everything you stand for, and she actively wishes you harm and suffering, and she wants your life to end in crushing failure and ultimate despair. Sort of like Darkest Dungeon. Hey, remind me to check the credits to see if maybe Ayn Rand picked up a writing nod on the whole Darkest Dungeon oeuvre. Maybe she chipped in a little bit. And, sure, the estate probably collected. Ayn Rand, I think, is pretty well dead, but, and I'm not fucking salty about the fact that she's dead at all. Fucking hate Ayn Rand. But I always mention her as often as I can because it gives me an excuse to do my sweet Francis from Left 4 Dead impression, which is, I hate Ayn Rand. It's like the one impression that I actually do that's pretty good. Doctors and lawyers and cops. Francis, is there anything you don't hate? You know what I don't hate? I don't hate vests. I hate Ayn Rand. It's the one impression I do okay at. You gotta give it to me, man. I'm like a dog. You gotta throw me a bone every once in a while. So I'm just looking at our missions here. What our Book of Holiness is okay. It's not. Wait, no. It gives you a penalty death blow resist. That's actually terrible. What are you? A sun cloak? It's all right. That's interesting, but not really that tempting. I wouldn't mind getting back to the ruins since we haven't really had a chance to go there. Bonus dodge might. That's actually calming crystals pretty good. Medium apprentice mission activate 3. That one's tempting. What else have we got here? Short apprentice for. I'm not interested in a Crusader's Crest. Kill the Siren. Well, it's intriguing, but I kind of feel like the answer on that one's going to be a resounding no. One, I don't really feel like doing the Cove. Well, do we have a team that could take out the Siren? No, also, I really want to get Brian Braddock into the mix. By the way, Captain Britain, of course, Brian Braddock. I figured we had his girlfriend on the team. He is a magic user, and yeah, everybody's saying, wasn't Captain Britain sort of like the Marvel Comics UK equivalent of Superman? And you're not wrong, but the theory behind that is, he was powered by magic. That's how Captain Britain's shit worked. He was magical. Yep. I'm really interested in this. You know what? I'm actually going to do this. One, I want to go to the ruins because what are you? Shit. Yeah, you know what? I want to do more in the ruins. We can unlock maybe a boss here. Also, activating 3 corrupted altars on a medium mission doesn't sound like a train wreck of an atrocity. And it's an apprentice mission, which means we can go full into it. Did a little off-camera adjusting too for Brian Britton here in that I bought him literally 1 skill. I don't like Demon's Pull, but I feel that Sacrificial Stab sort of a must. So it's going to be Weird Reconstruction, Vulnerability, Hex, Abyssal Artillery, Sacrificial Stab. That's got Captain Britain sorted. He's going to couple up nicely with Paladin, old Paul Denning here. And I think it's time, now that we've got the Occultist Doom, I'm glad to see that you're eager to get in the team, buddy, but I think this is actually a chance for the Abomination to maybe truly, finally, for once and for all, show us what he's capable of. We've got the ideal team for the Abomination here. We're going to grab a pair of shovels. We have 1 medicinal herb. This is a medium mission, so that means we've got 1 camp spot. Let's take... I'm going to go with 20 food and feel okay about that. I'm going to buy 1 extra medicinal herb, 1 bandage, 1 key, 1 holy water. Actually, no, we probably don't need 2 bandages. Let's leave one of those behind. And I'm going to bring, I think, 12 torches. This seems like a pretty damn good amount of supplies for a medium mission. And really on this one, I feel like stress is going to be our delimiter. The the Abomination is good. He hits hard. He does good damage. He's got a lot of tools and abilities. The problem is all of the stress for everybody all the time is real fucking shitty. I guess it just doesn't pay to be the Abomination's buddy. Like every time, Friday, Saturday night, you'd be like, hey, Abomination, we go out, maybe grab a beer, do a little relaxing, kind of chill. And he's like, oh yeah, man, I'm totally down with that. And then you go to the bar with him, you're there for 10 minutes. He walks up to the biggest biker in the joint and just fucking flings a beer in his face and punches him. You'd be like, every fucking time, Emil, you do this every time. Could just once we go out and have a nice evening without you getting up to a bar fight? And he's like, no. Not really sure that one of our 2 shovels trading for that was necessarily a fantastic idea. I was just talking about how stress is going to be our delimiter. And I probably just gave us some extra stress damage by forcing us to dig through ruins at some point. Really wish we had things go a little differently on a speed roll. So let's take a punch at this bone defender, see if we can shove him back. Nope. We did stun him, I suppose, which is, I mean, it's something. We can absolution or we can that's it. Beast Bile and Manacles only work from the 2nd position. Well, if I had known that, I would have done things slightly differently. Let's go ahead and rearrange then. Let's get our Battle Ballad on here. We don't immediately need to stress relief because we're not starting out in a huge hole. Abyssal Artillery, so good. It hits, it doesn't do fantastic damage, but it does hit 2 targets, and it has a massive critical chance, which is good not just for the occasional extra boost in damage. It's also good for extra stress relief. The more targets you can hit with a high critical attack, the more likely you are to critical those particular units, and of course then the more likely you are to get a little stress resistance. Let's go for some Blight here from Emil Blonsky. 2 damage per round for 3 rounds is reasonable. You're not really that good from the 3rd slot, are you, Robbie? Alright, we gotta do some party adjustment here. This is the first time I've ever had this party in Darkest Dungeon, and I'm not fully sure how best to utilize them. I think we're gonna go for more speed. We would have liked to have gotten a mark off. This is actually one time where Stressful Incantation, not really a ruinous, it's not really that big of a blow for us. That stress is something we can fix with respectable ease here. Just go ahead and whack this guy. 9 damage, pretty strong shot from the Paladin. We may have to transform here. We might consider it. We do have Absolution, though, which we could use to heal ourselves, so as long as they keep throwing the hate at the Abomination, I think we'll just let him take it before he has to go all Hulk crazy. Dead weight, gonna wang the Paladin right in the meat locker there. You know, I still don't think... How are you from 4th position? Well, that's not at all what I meant to do. Fantastic. Brian Braddock, how are you from 4th position? Let's actually... Can we look? Can't sacrificial stab, but the rest of your shit works. Alright, so let's get a vulnerability hex on this man. We would like him to be taking serious bonus damage in a minute. We can wang a man with our manacles, too. Let's go ahead and manacle the shit out of that guy. I was hoping for a little more damage or maybe a stun. So far, this fight is not going exceedingly well. Big ol' crit there, though, from Paul Denning. And the critical, of course, making no corpse remain. No corpse left behind. It's the new Darkest Dungeon initiative. It's like the no child left behind thing. We also, it's good to point out, do have a pretty massive critical bonus at the moment. Why does our light keep going down? What is lowering my light level? It just got even lower, did it not? Alright, throw me a little beast bile here. We are going to have to start doing something about the old stress relief, so I think let's just crank on that. Robbie Baldwin, the old speedball there, needs to sort of cheer himself up. We're getting a little wanged up here in the damage department, too. Let's start working on some patches. Big ol' heal from Brian Braddock. He did cause some minor bleeding, but, you know, minor bleeding and abrasions, that's going to happen. Doesn't that supposed to do bonus damage? Plus 90% damage versus a marked target? Is that guy otherwise just absolutely invulnerable to damage? Would have expected us to get a little more mileage out of that. Brian Braddock taking a crossbow to the heart. Yeah, this is not going really that well. Alright, so Emil Blonsky with the kill. You know, we don't really... We gotta shuffle our party a little bit. I think we just keep up the speed boost and accuracy here. We want to keep more accuracy, more crit, more speed. Despite the fact that we have plus a truckload of speed, we still can't ever fucking win a speed roll. 4 damage here to heal for Brian Braddock. He has resisted to bleed. And the bounty hunter is going to bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, and never ever let you forget you're a man, because he's a woman. Ajali. You can use Battle Ballad and Inspiring Tune from the 3rd slot. Okay, well, can we reorder the way these are selected on the bar? I would really prefer it to be Harvest, Slice Off, Battle Ballad, Inspiring Tune. Okay, good. That's how I want to see it. Be the assortment of skills that you want to have in the order you want to have them. This heirloom chest has 2 deeds, 4 crests, which we currently can't carry. How do we want to handle this? I think we throw the jade on the floor, and I would rather have crests and deeds than jade. That citrine can also remain right there on the floor. Don't really need that. Let's burn 1 torch. A little bit of scouting here. So we're looking for corrupted altars. That's our thing. Room battle with treasure. The problem is any of these curios could actually be the corrupted altar. Any curio could potentially be what we need. So we sort of have to come this way, even though I don't really like it. Let's definitely check this out. We've got medicinal herbs. We kind of need to free up inventory space anyway. Yeah, 300 gold. So that's, that's positive. We didn't pay for that medicinal herb. That herb was free, man. Yo, we got some free herb, man. Went down to the medical dispensary. It was giving out samples. Yo, it was the bomb. We did bring a holy water, right? We did. Who wants the stress relief? Well, Robbie is in the worst shape, so we've curried favor from the gods. That actually is not stress relief. It's bonus damage. Well, we literally couldn't have picked a worse target for that then, could we? Throw a couple more torches here. Our light level is a little lower than I'm fully comfortable with. Alright, let's see what we can do. I think, this fight is actually not that troubling. Let's see if we can power through without the transformation. We're in a little better configuration as well. I think we might be okay here. A little slice off. That actually, why is it that I never use that ability? I gotta really remember when I want to hit 2 targets with the bleed ability to actually select the 2-target bleed ability instead of continually throwing the wrong thing at the enemy. Alright, well, we're gonna kill you because at least this way you don't get a go. We can't have a 1-man advantage coming in. Speedball gets shot through the heart like a Bon Jovi song, and I know I make that joke routinely, and I'm not gonna stop either. Did resist the bleed, so Brian Braddock remaining strong. Alright, let's throw the correct ability this time, please. There you go, champ. That's the one we wanted. Oh, you're actually kind of hurt, aren't you? Alright, well, you can fix that yourself, Emil Blonsky. Just go full-on abomination. We might be able to garner a kill here. We did, in fact, garner a kill. Between the blight and the bleed, we should be able to finish that man off. And no, I'm not talking about sexually. I mean, sure, we could probably finish a man off from the sexual gratification standpoint. I mean, it's not that hard. You just keep jerking it long enough. Eventually, you're going to finish him off. Robbie Baldwin with an adroit dodge there. Really, our stress management has been pretty good. So if we're going to bleed someone, we should probably bleed someone who is capable of bleeding, which is going to be that guy. Unfortunately, we can't hit that guy. Well, we could hit this man for no real purpose other than to bring him forward, I guess. He's going to resist the bleed in every case because he's a zombie or a skeleton or whatever he is. It doesn't have fucking blood, so... Man, Paul Denning is fucking splitting people in half with that axe of his. I kind of like this party configuration. It seems surprisingly good. Emil Blonsky with a little more self-heal. We're actually going to double up on the heal because the Abomination's pretty hurt. We can transform him as well, and again, that will also give him some modicum of healing. Robbie, let's have you go ahead and play a nice, inspiring tune for Captain Britain. I don't know, fucking God Save the Queen or something. Something British. Maybe a Beatles jam. I don't know, little, you could even go for some Take That or something. I mean, it's just got to be British. Why not a little of, little Robbie Williams? I mean, that's fine. Robbie Williams was in Take That, right? Internet? I'm pretty sure that he was. Like, isn't that how he got famous before he decided he was his own thing and then tried to be a member of Queen for a while? Yeah, you know, I want to beat up on Robbie Williams for the whole he was in Queen thing, but honestly, you know what? I can't do it. I can't beat up on Robbie Williams, and it's not anything to do with Robbie Williams being good or bad. I leave that up to you. You make your own decision whether Robbie Williams is great or terrible. The problem is, the man tried to follow Freddie Mercury. Talk about your tough acts to follow. I mean, does it get tougher than Freddie Mercury? He was a goddamn, he was fucking amazing. He was brilliant. Probably one of the greatest singers and frontmen in rock and roll history. How do you follow Freddie Mercury? I mean, that's just, you're setting yourself up for failure. You got to assume at some point Robbie Williams' manager took him aside and he was like, listen, Rob, I mean, I understand what you're shooting for here. I know you want to be, you want to be like, I sang with Queen. It was great. Got up on stage singing all old Freddie's tunes. He'd be like, but yeah, no, man, people, Robbie, they're going to fucking hate you. They're going to hate you, man. You're not Freddie Mercury. You never will be Freddie Mercury. I mean, you're a talented kid. I like you. I'm here to support you and your career. I want good things for you, but buddy, this whole Freddie Mercury thing, this Rob, it's not going to end well for you, buddy. It's not going to end well at all. If his manager didn't do that, he was probably, he was probably like, I get 10% of this kid's salary, and if he's in Queen, that's going to be some concerts that are probably going to sell out. You know what? Fuck it. Just do whatever you want. You want to be the next Freddie Mercury, Rob? Hey, buddy, I think that's a great gig for you. You should totally do that. I'm certain the entire world won't hate and despise you afterwards. Better learn the lyrics to Under Pressure, I guess. Let's go for the AoE Blight. We have not yet transformed the Abomination because I would like to, if possible, keep our stress very, very low. And it really hasn't seemed that necessary yet. In fact, I'm going to go for a little stress heal here. I kind of feel like the team has sort of got this in hand without the full-on transformation. If the situation gets dire, we'll go full-on transformation. If these jackals keep throwing buckets of blood in my face, I may have to do that, but until such time. You know, a heal doesn't necessarily seem worthwhile. Oh, big ol' shot from Brian Braddock, and right there, that's the stress relief I'm talking about. Little bonus stress reduction from the big ol' critical. Paul Denning with a one-shot kill. That's quality work there, champ. Little graveyard slash. Okay, the Abomination is now very badly hurt. One thing you can say about the Abomination, he kind of makes a good punching bag. He's got his own self-heal, which is not terrible. Resistant to bleed, I guess. Let's go for the battle ballad here. Little bonus damage, little bonus crit. And just go ahead and keep absolving yourself, Emil Blonsky. It's fine. No sin is so vile that it can't be redeemed, son. Or at least that's what the caretaker keeps saying every time he wanders out of the brothel at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if he's necessarily the best source of truth for the whole sinning situation, but we should definitely take this opportunity for some stress relief since our enemy is stunned. Should also probably see if we can scrape a few free heals out of this joint. I'm thinking probably should give top off old Speedball, and when I say top off, I mean barely heal. Can we punch? Let's punch a corpse. Does knockback work on corpses? Of course not. It did just die, though. Okay, well, I guess we'll whip you with a chain, then. Yeah, we're coming at this fucking Spirit of Vengeance style. Get ready for some full Nicolas Cage action as the Spirit of Vengeance rides again. There's nothing in this room, so we don't have to worry about a curio. We were coming this way anyway, because, again, curios, we sort of have to check them. Zach's contents are mine. Emil Blonsky found himself 100 gold. That'll pay for, like, part of a hooker, I guess, right? At the what are the rates like here? Fantastic. You had a 90% chance to disarm that trap, and you mucked it. Good work, Paul. So it's getting really dark, and this I am fully cognizant of. I'm going to burn, since we're not going to be fighting for the next little bit, though, I'm only going to burn exactly enough torches to keep us from the pitch blackness, and then we're going to camp. So I'm going to try and make what little light we have last as long as possible. There's no way I'm wandering around in full dark, though. If the Shambler attacks us, we're fucking dead. This team cannot beat a Shambler. Most teams, in fact, cannot beat a Shambler. 90%. This time he actually pulls it off. Got rid of some of the stress you got from the last trap, I see. That's probably solid thinking. So we've explored this half of the dungeon. We're back to the start room. Our light level is basically exhausted. I think this is where we camp. So we're going to go for the full feast.
The battle may yet be won.
No, time is a flat circle, not a circle in the dark. Time is a flat circle. We're here to find the Yellow King. Scouting ahead. All right, now this is how we do it is actually pretty good. Wait, is that self only? That's actually not very good. Never mind. I stand corrected. The quickening, plus that's bad. Anger management. Increase stress by 20. All companions reduce stress by 10. Intriguing, but not necessarily great. Tiger's Eye is pretty good. Every rose has its thorn is amazing. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I mean, it's real good. Every rose has its thorn. The Jester's camping skills are sort of non-real awesome. Increase stress by 15. One companion plus 20% damage for 4 combats. I kind of feel like that is worthwhile. Let's throw that at Paul Denning. Yes, we're going to get some stress out of that, but that's fine because we can encourage that away. What we can't do here is prevent an ambush, which has me a little salty. 5 time. Let's go for scout ahead. Leaves us with what? 2 time? Is anybody injured? Because fixing an injury is about all we can do. No, that's actually objectively... Abandon Hope is terrible. Let's wound care then. A little extra healing with what time we have that remains. And that's going to be it. End of the evening. Best complete this ritual. Yeah, that's fine. Were you stealing his blood to heal him with your dark arts? I mean, if you're trying to heal him, it seems like leaving his blood inside of his body might be the right way to do it. Also, stealing his blood for your dark rituals is going to get you in a whole Daenerys Targaryen kind of situation. It didn't work out for her and Khal Drogo. Not well at all. We did not get ambushed, which is fantastic, and our light level is back up to 100%. Off we go then, back into the old dungeon. Alright, who wants to fucking touch... You know what, Amy Oblonsky, why don't you touch the books? You got a bonus, because of course you did. You're tough. Is that just plus hit points? What does tough actually do? Plus max HP. Okay, well, I mean, it's better than getting like 30 stress at random. For once, we got something good from a book. Who'd have thought? Good books do exist. A little bit of scout. We do have huge bonus chances for scouting, of course, right now. And we do still have a key, so finding a secret room would be a delightful coup. Here's another one of our corrupted altars. Excellent. And this is why we had to go check out that other area. Any curio that we find in a hallway has a non-zero chance. Oh, no, man, come on, don't. We got a shovel. Whack it with the shovel, man. That's what happens when you don't whack it with the shovel, man. That's fine. I've got a bandage and probably nothing else to use it on, so... We should not be walking into rooms with our torchlight this low. More scouting. All right. So our last curio could be in this room. It says it's a quest location. If it is, we can bail or we could choose to stick around. I mean, we haven't even had to transform yet. And maybe we should continue going on because you've failed 2 90%ers now.
Carelessness
Aladdin.
will find no clemency in
I don't think it's carelessness at this point, Mr. Narrator. I think it's stupidity. I mean, I think Paul Dennings was like, no, I got this trap thing covered, and he just walks up and jams his face over the knives. Be like, see, it's totally safe now, and all it cost me was my face. Let's go for the battle ballad here. This team is not really very well suited for dungeoning in the ruins. I'm considering transferring. We don't need it. We're fine. We're doing okay without it. Abyssal artillery, yes please. Alright, so no criticals, but still some solid output. We really need to get Paul Denning's skills touched up, because I am not a fan of uppercut at all. Objectively, I think uppercut is kind of a bad skill. Little tempting goblet. Alright, so Robbie Baldwin, old speedball, getting tempted. I don't know what you would tempt speedball with. Maybe an actual speedball. Heroin and cocaine mixed together. Maybe that's what you tempt speedball with. Be like, oh, you like speedballs, huh? Let me show you something, kid. Ever try mixing these two? Alright, so Blonsky is a little... Well, you know what? Actually, he's fine. Or Abyssal Artillery, Doc. Ryan Braddock back there, not really getting it done. A little disappointing. I think we're going to have Speedball patch up a little of his own stress issues. Fine. Blonsky... Yeah, just keep spitting the bile, actually. Just keep yakking on the enemy. Just continue vomiting. Those guys do technically have fatal damage on them, but I don't think we want to wait 4 rounds for them to die from it. We're just going to have Paladin go ahead and take the cheap, easy kill. The pretty good dodge on the Abomination. 7 dodge is not... Ouch. Alright, so Paul Denning is at death's door. That is definitely not good. I really don't want to lose my bounty hunter here. Alright, you know what? Yeah, which one hits 2? This hits 2 people. I want those guys to be in such a position that they will die next time. Fantastic work, Braddock. I mean, you got him off death's door. I'll give you that much. Captain Britain is not exactly the fucking saving the day sort of hero, is he? I want these guys in a position where their next activation just ends them because they bleed to death. That's what I would like. So we can go ahead and mark that guy, even though we're going to have difficult time hitting him because I don't think we really have anybody else who's going to be able to swing to that 3rd rank besides Blonsky. Now, you know what? Speedball can do it. Keep chipping away there, Speedy. Oh, that's right. Bring him to the front. Little better there this time. And again, we have resisted to bleed, which is nice. Comes a knife in the dark, taking back 2 of that health. Blonsky, just whip him with the chain. Get the chains, get the whips, get the black leather. Let's get this shit over with.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates
penalty to dodge. That's interesting, but I mean, we've got, as long as we've got inventory space, I don't really want to do it. So we've cleared all the curios, right? Yeah, quest complete. Let's take a look at looking around a little bit more in this dungeon. So we're going to feed you. That's the last of our food. But we haven't really made very much money at all. So an opportunity for a little extra loot would not go amiss here. And honestly, our stress levels are still pretty low overall. Overall stress level still pretty manageable, and we can bring it down some if we need to. Maybe the right move with the Abomination is actually to lead with the stun. The bleed combination, the bleed and blight combination actually, though, seems pretty effective. Like, that guy's going to hit us with a stress attack. That's fine. If anybody walks out of the dungeon is going to leave with a lot of stress, I would actually kind of prefer it to be speedball. Let's go ahead and mark this man. The mark combo from the occultist also couples pretty nicely with the bounty hunter ability as well. Paul Denning taking a little run for the old gods. This team is a little light on healing. That's the one thing I can say. We do have the self-heal, which is nice, admittedly, on the Abomination with the self-healing. That's good, but we don't have a lot of, like, really dedicated, focused target healing like you get with the Vestal. But maybe we just don't need it. Maybe we can mitigate that with the stun somewhat. Because even in his regular form, the Abomination seems not terrible. That man is actually dead. So let's go for the heal here. 0-point heal, but at least we resisted the bleed. Let's crank down the stress then. Again, I can't stress enough that this man is dead. He is stunned and bleeding profusely. Guess we'll just hew his head off, though, because if we don't, we get stress. So, more food is nice. So we're gonna crunch up a little. Don't talk to me about momentum, Mr. Narrator. I don't want to hear your momentum. I know what I'm about. Where was your cheery and goodness back in the day when fucking Batman was getting eaten by a spider? Huh? Where was it then? Where were you then on that one? Yeah, nowhere to be found. That's fucking where. So we do have at least one more hall. What's down here? A room battle with a curio. If it was treasure, I might consider fighting it. As it is, though, you know, I don't think it's worth any more battles. I think we're good. Let's just, let's bail on this one. I think we're done. It just seems like a negative value proposition to continue going in. We did get to Calming Crystal, which, you know, that's actually pretty good. It has 2 benefits. +4 dodge is not bad, and lower stress damage is always good in 100% of cases. Taking less stress is useful. We got a pretty significant number of heirlooms out of that dungeon as well. Not great on the gold, but we got plenty of heirlooms. Would have done better if we could have had Blonsky whack that cabinet with the shovel. Brian Braddock has last gasp. +1 speed if below 50% HP. I don't know how great that is, but we did get Captain Britain to resolve level 1. And we now have a pretty reasonable, serviceable resolve level 1 team. I'm okay with this. I'm surprisingly comfortable with it.
and the pistol.
So some stress reduction then for Poison Ivy, Clark Kent, and Diana.
And a
Wonder
curse
Woman,
upon us
Mrs.
all.
No Pants herself. Let's sort everybody by level. I think we can make a team out of this, actually. Diana Prince, Clark Kent, Wade Wilson, and Pamela Isley seems like a pretty good team. Maybe we'll give them a roll. Maybe we roll the DC crew here with a little Marvel injection. I mean, Disney's really raking it in with the Marvel movies at the box office. DC, not so much. And, you know, I've seen that trailer for Batman versus Superman. I guess we know who wins now. It's fucking Superman, because Batman is dead. So, shit, sorry, I just spoiled it. I mean, you can at least look forward to Jesse, what's-his-name, as Lex Luthor. I mean, he looked okay. The Wonder Woman Ex Machina bit in the trailer seemed stupid. I mean, why would you show that in the trailer? You gave away your twist. Why? It's just bad directing. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see the continuing comic book adventures of the Perfidious Estate here, might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Be a soldier against corruption, Anthony Masters? I think you're a soldier for corruption, sir. You seem a little bit confused, Taskmaster. That's okay, though, buddy. You've taken a lot of blows to the head, so it's understandable. Got a kind of a Cassius Clay thing working. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.